watching Let's Chat.
The Medicare annual election period is upon us, and it's so great to have with me in the studio my great friend and Let's Chat regular, Phillip Edwards, to tell us all about what this means. So now that we're in the annual election period, what choices do people have?
So right now we meet with people and we're able to look at their plans, what they had, see what they liked, what they didn't like, what new options are available this year, and there are some new options available with both the same companies as well as new companies that have come in. We want to make sure that it works for them, for their doctors, their prescriptions, dentists, really just do a comparison on everything for them.
So you can sit with your clients and walk them through this, or maybe even potential clients.
Yes, ma'am.
Sounds like a lot of things to discuss and learn about when setting up like a custom plan. Is that right?
Yes.
So one of the concerns many have is they think if they go in the hospital, they will not be able to afford the bill. That kind of makes sense. What can they do to fix that?
That's something that especially a lot of people who've traditionally been on a supplement really worry about. They've heard that, oh, I'm going to have this big hospital bill, and so they don't want to have to deal with that. So one of the things that we show people is we have hospital indemnity plans that we can put with that, and those plans are designed really to eliminate those. The great thing about those is that with Medicare supplements that people have traditionally been on, we see premiums that continue escalating every year and oftentimes just get to be where people can't afford them. And so if we pair the hospital indemnity plan with their Medicare Advantage plan, it eliminates those hospital copays, but it's a fixed price. It doesn't go up for them. So the illustrations that I had prepared here, hopefully.
They're right there on the screen.
The first one here just showed someone who's 65 years old, and I've included two things here, both the hospital, and then also another thing that sometimes people wonder about with these plans is they have 20% coinsurance on chemotherapy or radiation. And so cancer, they feel like, well, that could be very expensive. So number one, the plans have a maximum out of pocket, but this plan is designed to have a lump sum cancer rider that would pay most or all of that cancer cost for them when they're having that treatment. So the two things paired together, you can see here on this first one here, it's a very reasonable premium. That's for someone who's 65 years old. And then the second one, we had one that was for someone who is 70. And then the last one for someone who is 75. And so there's not a huge difference in the price there.
Right.
But for a relatively low price, like I say, they're able to eliminate the two biggest things that could ever make them hit their maximum out of pocket. So by doing that combined approach, we call it kind of a hybrid approach, they're able to eliminate the problems that they may have wondered about when they had a Medicare supplement. They like the idea. They say, well, I don't pay anything now. Right. Of course, they do pay something. They're paying a big premium.
Right.
So by going to one of these plans and then putting the hospital indemnity and cancer rider with it, they're able to eliminate those big concerns, but for a much lower price that will never change.
Speaking of big concerns, I was going to ask, what would you say the biggest fear or misconception or concern is that the community has when they come to you about these services?
Well, those are really the two biggest ones. I know, they say, oh, I'm just going to have all these copays. Most copays are really pretty small. People have been on plans, group plans at work. They're generally used to having a doctor copay, having a copay for other various things, maybe a CAT scan, MRI. But the biggest things that could ever impact someone really would be the hospital and the cancer treatment. And those are legitimate concerns, but there's a very inexpensive way, like we just illustrated there, to eliminate those.
Do you find it's an obstacle when talking to new customers that you're healthy now, but who knows what can happen to you? Is this an obstacle you face?
Sometimes we get people that do ask that question, they're concerned about that. Again, a lot of people that I deal with, the younger people coming in, they're already used to having a group plan that is a PPO or HMO, so they're used to dealing with networks, and they're used to having copays or deductibles. Maybe their maximum out of pocket at work's already been higher than really what we're showing them with the Medicare Advantage plan. So it's a similar type of coverage, but a lot more reasonably priced.
Well, I know I would suggest to anyone watching that they come and sit with you. You're a patient teacher to make sense of this sort of confusion of this next season in these people's lives. Tell us how we can call you, sit down with you, and figure out a plan.
So, of course, our website, rivercityseniorbenefits.com, we have our information on there, but also our phone number there, 423-509-8913. We do have a team of agents here in the area that are quite experienced, and we'd love to meet with people and show them what their options are.
Well, it's great to have you on, Phillip, and for walking us through this so slowly and understandably. Thank you for your partnership with News 12, and thanks for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
So that's where you saw it there. Give them a call, SeniorCityBenefitSolutions.com or River City.
River City.
River City Solutions.
River City Senior Benefits.
RiverCitySeniorBenefits.com, 423-509-8913. Thanks for coming on, Phillip.